welcome back to another video. It is your girl K-Rob, your host K-Rob, and today we have a special guest, my friend Tyler here. Like I said a while ago, but y'all didn't hear me. I could touch her, like she's in person. I haven't had an in-person guest in I don't know how long. Like we're not live.
That's why I was like, can I come up? No, I was like, do you want to do
live or you mean
in
come
person?
Over?
Yeah, I was like, I want to do in person because.
And I'm glad you thought about it because I didn't think about that because I'm so used to doing live videos now. So like, since you stay here now, right. So like
the connection sometimes don't be doing what it's supposed to do, and then we need to be able to touch each other because I cannot be talking about shit like this in my room by myself. Like,
speaking of talking about stuff like this, she means like we're going to be talking about spiritual things, and y'all know how earlier this week, a few days ago, I had gave y'all a polls about spiritual encounters per se. What's that noise?
Oh, that's this paper.
Oh, like spiritual
already.
Spiritual encounters that y'all have encountered, and etc. Because you know Halloween is, when is it? Like in 2-3 days, Sunday,
yeah. Which is
weird.
Like, why is it on a Sunday?
Yeah, you know this is a good time. Yeah, I don't know if I ever went trick or treating on a Sunday or not.
I don't think I have. I probably did it like that Friday or that Saturday, but never on a Sunday.
But yeah, so I was like, wow, this is a good topic to think about. I don't know, it just came up, came in my head. I'm like, okay, we could do this. Right. So like I said, this is about spiritual things. So if you're like very scared, I suggest you exit out of this video. Yeah, okay. Let me give y'all a warning. I'm not crazy. I am not crazy. Whenever I talk about spiritual things, that of the supernatural world, my eyes water. People say that. I don't know if they're tears, but you can say
I feel like they're tears. If you have liquid coming from your tear ducts, they're tears.
Okay, so
which is crying.
So I cry.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like this overwhelming feeling, kind of.
Because it's real.
Because it's real, and I get chills sometimes too.
Because it's real.
It may not happen tonight, but it happens every time. So I'm just let y'all know it happens. So, anyways, I'm just giving y'all the warning about that. So my first question to you, Tyler, is, ask people why, for the people that don't believe in things like this, why don't y'all believe in it? Because we just asked my stepdad why he don't believe it. He said because if he can't see it, right, then it's not there.
Yeah.
And because it hasn't happened to him, then it's not real. So he chooses not to believe in the things because he's scared.
He did say if he have a real enough experience, then maybe his mind could change.
But some people, they just don't believe at all. I'm like, but why? I mean, he don't, but I just don't believe that we're the only thing. Hey, Morgan, we're the only things on this earth that's living and breathing besides animals, and plants don't breathe, but they're alive. We're the spiritual things. You know what I'm saying?
And then I just feel like, what about the people who passed away? Like, where do you think they go? Because we all know energy does not die. So it's like, okay, your grandmother passed away, your uncle, like, you think they just disappeared? Like, no.
They're here somewhere. Some of
roaming
them.
around. We just can't see them. Some
of them. Some people, they've transcended into the heavens or the hell, whichever you believe,
You know what?
I mean, for real. We're going to talk about that another time. But, yeah. So, why do you believe that things like that are real?
Okay. I believe because me personally, I have not had any, like, encounters. But, like, my dad has, my grandmother has, my great-grandmother has, like, my family on my dad's side, they've had so many encounters, like crazy shit. So I believe it for sure. And then I feel the same way. I just be feeling like if I can exist, if you can exist, our grandparents existed, like where do y'all think they go afterwards if not here? I mean, of course you can go anywhere else, but I'm saying like you don't die. So why wouldn't you be roaming around?
I heard that people who stay on Earth are not, they weren't fulfilled. So that's why they didn't move on. They weren't happy. So that's why they didn't go to either or.
Right. Or like they figured like, oh, it must be something else here still for me. Or
yeah. Or they got lost in transition. They didn't know that they died. I've watched too many ghost shows. But that's what they say. And I believe it because it makes sense to me.
Yeah. People can die and not even know that they're dead. Yeah. Like that's the thing.
Like that's why their souls are here.
So I am a believer. This shit is real, y'all.
And I believe, because like she said, I've had people in my family to experience things. And my thing is, if you believe in God, then how do you not believe in spirits, like the spiritual world? Not everything we see is Casper. Like, it's not, you're not going to see a friendly, what is like a curvy ghost. That's not necessarily what it is.
It's not.
I'm not sure if those exist or not.
And I got some stories for y'all.
I'm not sure if those are like, I've never seen a Casper before.
I don't think those are real. I feel like I don't feel like that's how they come up. But I mean, I do. Have you seen the movie Ghost? You haven't, Whoopi Goldberg? I do feel like they can be invisible and go through shit, maybe. But I feel like they look like us. I'll get into that later.
So what'd she say? Curry ghost.
Curvy ghost.
Oh, curvy ghost. That's what I said. Curvy ghost. Yeah. Y'all get what I mean. But so like this don't have nothing to do with a ghost, but it has something to do with like spirituality and people's souls and spirit are mixed. Because this happened to me. I was in Valdosta and me and my friends, we went out to eat to this restaurant. And I was like, it was a normal day, y'all. And I seen a girl. And I was like, I told them, I said, I don't like her face. That's what I said. I said, I don't like her face. And I didn't mean she was ugly, but I did not like.
Like, it just wasn't sitting right.
She wasn't sitting right with me at all. And when I tell you my spirit was so uneasy being in that restaurant, and she worked there. And I was just like, y'all, something about this girl is off-putting. And I said, she looked mean, first of all. She looked mean, but she wasn't ugly. And I was just like, this is not sitting right with me. I was like, I couldn't look at her the whole time I was at the restaurant. So come to find out later on, my friend was like, yeah, that's the girl who supposedly she did some, I don't know if it was devil worship and stuff in her living room or something like that. And I was just like, what do you mean? I was like,
what do you mean?
What do you mean? They said something happened. She did something that was not godly like. And I was just like, oh shit. Like, and it was scary for me because I have never had that type of encounter with somebody before. Mm-hmm. Even to this day I haven't. And I was just like, that right there just was like, I've never had that happen. So it kind of scared me in a way that how my spirit or my soul knew that something about this girl was off.
Oh my
so maybe whatever she was doing was still attached to her and I felt it.
Cause when you be playing with shit like that, them people, them little bad spirits, I don't play with that shit. They don't want to leave. They need a home. So if you dipping and dabbling in that stuff, they're not gonna leave you alone. And that really scared me.
Girl. And on a good note, I've had, I guess you could say, physical signs from my ancestors that I've known personally that passed away to show up randomly sometimes on the anniversary of their death, or like this summer whenever I was moving back home, I saw a sign and I just started crying. I was on my way home and I just started crying. I was just like, that means it was a horse. Yeah. And I was just like, I started crying. I called my best friend. I was like, bro, my granddad is talking to me. He's talking to me.
Yeah.
That means I'm on the right path to where I'm supposed to be at in life.
And that's how I feel when I see a butterfly. As cliche as that might sound, because I know we all be talking about butterflies as girls. As cliche as that might sound, that's how I feel when I see butterflies. Like, okay, I'm doing it right.
Who is it, if you don't mind me asking?
So, it's my granddad. All the time. And me and his song is You Are Not Alone by Michael Jackson. So, whenever that song, like, if that song comes on randomly, I'm like, okay, right. He's giving me a message or something like that. Or, like, if I shuffle my playlist, I know that song is on there, but let's say I'm trying to listen to Toni Braxton or something, and then that song is the next song, and I didn't mean to do that, it's like, oh, my God, he's trying to tell me something. And it always happens when I'm feeling, like, discouraged or something, or when I feel like, oh, my God, I don't have the answers, or, oh, my God, I got a bad grade, or whatever it is. That's when that song comes on. I'm like, okay, he's letting me know he got me. I'm not alone.
What she say? Mine is Cardinals for my granddaddy. Mine was my granddad, too. My person was look at us, the granddaddy crew. But yeah, so I was just like, oh. And I remember one year around his anniversary, I was, first of all, y'all know everybody love cats and dogs. You see cats and dogs everywhere. Right. And I was in Dollar General, and I was like in the decorative aisle, I guess you would say, and I seen a picture of a horse, and I was just like, what are the chances?
That's crazy.
Because horses they not everywhere like cats and dogs be everywhere. So I was like, that was weird. And it took me for a minute to like register. I realized that whenever I had got back to my dorm, I was like, that was a horse. Like,
right.
But I instantly knew. No, I don't know, it's contradicting. I don't know.
But for me, it's not just like, oh, I see a butterfly, that's my granddad. Because no, we always see butterflies.
Yeah.
It has to be in a special way. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it has to be like the butterfly is literally in my space like that. And it's just right there. And it's a time I'm feeling discouraged and I know that it's him. But if I just see a butterfly right here, it's like, butterflies will be outside. So no, it just has to be, I don't know, it depends.
But yeah, so that was like the positive spiritual things that relate to me, you know. But I will say, let me just tell y'all this. We're going to dabble around a little bit. But right now we're going to speak on voodoo. Okay, look, don't click off because you heard the word. Because you know people will be scared. They scared of cats. First of all, voodoo is not bad. Not all voodoo is bad.
Right.
Saying all voodoo is bad is like saying all Christians are good.
Right.
That's what that's like, and that's not true, as we all know, because not all Christians are good. Mm-hmm. Now, they have bad voodoo priests, and then they have good ones. Like, they have good Christians and they have bad Christians. Mm-hmm. I'm not no voodoo expert. I don't know. I think it's a religion. I'm not 100% sure. And let's be clear that voodoo did not start off being quote-unquote evil, because it started, you know, our ancestors practiced it, and they came over here and did hoodoo, and then it turned into voodoo, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's two different things. But the two places that are known for are, as everybody knows, New Orleans and Haiti. Mm-hmm. What it is, I don't know. I have to learn some more about that. But my thing is...
Wait, but I feel like the reason why is because of the things that white people did to us. Mm-hmm. Like with the French Revolution and all of that stuff like that. I feel like they probably like, you know what? These people are being so unfair to us. They hit us for no reason. They mistreating us. I got something for that ass. I feel like... That's
why it started being quote-unquote bad.
Right.
You know what you're saying?
Started being bad, probably. I don't know, though.
But yeah, I'm like, first of all, we're not going to do that because... What was that? What? Oh, I thought I heard something.
Girls, don't...
Stop! Okay.
You don't do that!
No, I think it was this.
Wait, let me close this curtain off, please.
So...
Is your stepdad doing that? Make sure he don't
Yeah.
do this.
He better not, because I would jump. But like I said, don't judge people... I don't know. Should you judge people? No, you shouldn't judge people that do it. That's the question. You shouldn't judge.
Well, I don't judge because I don't think it's bad. I'm not gonna judge somebody who does that because I don't think it's a bad thing. But I don't know if I need you in my space all the time.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know what the hell you be doing, or you might think you're doing something good, but you don't know what the fuck you're doing either.
That's true.
And you
I heard cases shit like that happen too. Oh, I should tell my friend Devlin about this episode. I told her to come back and watch. Hey, Devlin, come back and watch. She told me, y'all, one day. She was little. It was her and her siblings at home. And I think she said it was a white girl and one of her guy friends. So, come to find out, her mom, the white lady, the white girl's mom.
That's a red flag already. Y'all know how those white people be.
She did voodoo, and they had a Ouija board. And, well, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. This is not my story to tell, so I won't tell it. Maybe I won't tell it. She could probably leave it under the comments. Because, some things are personal.
Oh, you know what? Maybe if you didn't say her name, you could have said it. But you already said her name, so...
Anyways, so yeah, I'm not gonna finish the story because yeah. She said, but it's not my story to tell, But do I have a story to tell? I don't think I've encountered anything personally, but I know people who has. Mm-hmm. My sister said she was gonna get on here. I should have texted her, but
yeah, you should have.
I told her to get on today. But yeah. So do you have any stories you want to tell?
Yes. Oh my God, y'all, I got a lot. So. These stories are not my own experiences, okay? They're like my grandmother's experience, my great-grandmother's experience, people like that, okay? So, let's see, which story should I tell first?
Yeah, it don't matter.
I'm going to go to the one of when my grandma was babysitting for her auntie. Okay, y'all?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay. So, my grandma, she had to be like a teenager, or not a teenager, like our age, like 20, her early 20s, something like that. So I'm going to say 18, 21, something like that, because she wanted to earn money. So she was like, okay, I'm going to, Ghost Hunters. She was like, okay, so I'm going to babysit for you, auntie, while you go out this weekend. And, I think she was supposed to give my grandma, was it $2? Because I know $2 was a lot back then. Was it $2 or $10? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's to me right now would be like, that's not even worth it. Like, that's not a lot. But back then, it was a lot.
Only 10.
It had to be 10, I'm assuming. Because my grandma, she is 67 now. So back in her days when she was in her 20s, that was a lot of money. Or enough for her to get what she wanted to get. Like, she wanted to go to the movies. If she wanted to go skating, that was enough for her to do that. So she was like, since I want to do this, then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to babysit for my auntie. So, her auntie, she goes out to, like, a bar or the juke joint, whatever, And, she was supposed to be back at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's say she left at 10. She said, I'm not going to be gone long. She's supposed to be back at 2.
Your grandmother?
No, my grandma was babysitting for her auntie. Her auntie was supposed to get, relieve her from the kids around 2 a.m. 2 a.m. come, she's not here, right? She walks in the door at 6, or who she thought was her, walked in the door at 6 a.m. And my grandma was just like, my Bessie, you said you was going to be back. You said you was going to be back. Like, what happened? Like, you supposed to be here 4 hours ago, blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever. And the lady who she thought was her auntie didn't say anything. She was just looking and just walking. And she was like, why are you not answering? I know you hear me talking to you, you know, things of that nature. So my great-grandmother, which is my grandma's mom, which was my Bessie's sister, because mind you, that was her auntie that she was babysitting for. She called her. She was like, hey, Gwen, my Bessie said that she'll be back in about 2 hours, blah, blah, blah. She said, she'll be back. I just saw her. And I was asking her why she didn't come at 2 a.m. like she said. And she said, oh, no, you let in the hang. That wasn't her. Oh, Lord.
Stop!
So, basically, y'all, okay, I'm from Chicago. And haints are someone who looks like a person, but they cannot speak. They probably just look at you. And you think they ignore you like, what the hell? Why my mom ignore me? But that's not your mama. It's just somebody who looks like your mom.
So, like, but who, like, what was it or who was it? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I would probably have to ask my grandma or something. She probably don't. I don't know. But so, for instance, right? Say if you just sit in your room chilling, you home alone, and it's then probably a demon. You know what? I think my grandma did say it was a demon then,
because they wouldn't, like, somebody you know wouldn't do that to you,
right? Like they wouldn't try to scare you
if they were good,
girl. Okay, no, stop, Michaela, stop. Okay.
What do you mean stop?
Okay, y'all. Let me give y'all an example. Okay, Michaela. So, say you're at home, you in your room, you just chilling, whatever. And let's say your mom calls you, and she goes, hey, I'm gonna go to Kroger really quick. What you want me to pick up to cook for dinner tonight, right? And you be like, oh, get some chicken wings and rice or something like that. And she's like, okay, I'll see you shortly, or like meaning an hour or something like that. And so then you're like, okay, whatever. You watching TV, you hear something coming from the front door, but of course you assuming like, oh, my mom just came back early, no biggie, right? You come upstairs and for some reason you just decide to look out the window. You like, I don't see her car. That's odd. But mind you heard something at the door. You don't see her car outside or something, but then you go in the kitchen or something and you see her, and you just like, Mom, you know what you decide to get, and she's just looking at you. She's not answering.
That's not her. That's what'd you call it though?
A haint.
A haint. How you spell it?
I don't know if it's like HAINT, like haint. I think that's what it is, or I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. And then you just like, what the hell? Can they like shapeshift? I think if you're saying like, do they look exactly like that person? Is that what you're asking?
Probably so.
And a doppelganger, yeah, like it looks just like that person, but they cannot talk. They just look at you, and they walk right past you. Like if you see me, you're like, Tyler. And I'm just looking at you.
And this is not nobody that passed away. This is somebody that's still alive. That they
still alive. Like. Yes. So it could literally be your mom.
I know what I was going to say. Sorry to interrupt the ghost stories. But I was saying about voodoo and whatever else. We call that black magic, or people call that black magic. But why is it that everything that's black is associated with bad or evil and, you know, not good?
Right.
Like all the black movies that y'all know, black people doing quote unquote voodoo, it was bad things, to do bad things. But people call it white magic when it's for good. And everybody watch Harry Potter movies. That's white magic. Everybody watch, it's not really magic, but like, what's another movie? The Craft. Have y'all seen that movie, The Craft? That was black
like
magic.
The other day.
Really? That's a good movie. But I think they call that black magic in the movie. That was a black girl in
that other movie, with Oprah and Danny Glover. What's the name of that movie?
I know you're not talking about The Color Purple. Oh,
no.
What movie are you talking about?
Do I need to look it up?
You can look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, Harry Potter is considered to be white magic. And my sister said probably not a doppelganger because their intent is to cause trouble in your life. But yeah,
Said, I know you didn't talk about The Color Purple. No, ma'am.
He did play in the movie, right?
He did. Okay. He was her dad, Mister.
Not The Color.
I know you talking about The Color Purple. Like, no.
I never seen it, so I didn't know what you was relating it to. But yeah, we need to stop saying voodoo is black magic. It can be, but it's not. And then stop calling these white people what they do is white magic. Because according to the Oxford Dictionary, I got my notes right here, it says white magic is used for only good purposes. But at the end of the day, it's still magic. So we need to pick and choose when to call it good and bad. And I feel like if you let your kids watch Harry Potter, you should let your kids watch something dealing with black people.
I think it's called Beloved. It's not coming up.
So voodoo is a whole religion.
It is.
So I was right. Yeah. We talked about that earlier. Now you have to go back and watch it. But yeah, just don't I wouldn't say don't. Just know that all voodoo is not bad. That's all I can say.
Right.
Just know that all voodoo is not bad voodoo.
And have y'all seen what's the movie with Journey and then Megan Good? They sisters?
This one's just a favorite movie. What's it called?
What's the name of that movie? And
East Bayou.
Yes.
East Bayou.
I didn't really finish watching it all the way through, but wasn't there like some spooky shit going on in there?
I think her auntie or they had went to a ghost lady. Yeah, see East Bayou. I was right.
Mm-hmm. And the name of the other movie is called Beloved.
I haven't seen that one.
It's like supposed to be some type of scary movie or something.
But yeah, don't do that. And don't also, I don't like, y'all already know I'm sensitive about New Orleans. And don't associate New Orleans with being voodoo and evil and stuff like that. Just because of the stuff you hear.
Now, let me
Haiti. Let's not. Don't do that. Because in Jamaica, it's this voodoo, but it's not called voodoo. In the Gullah Geechee, I would say community is, and they may call it voodoo down there, over there.
Oh, she's seen Beloved. She said it's crazy. Oh my God. I ain't never watched it.
But it's just called different stuff everywhere is what I'm trying to get at. Everybody just know voodoo and hoodoo. You said what?
Your sister said Beloved is crazy. My dad was telling me about the movie, but I ain't never watched it. I'm gonna watch it. But now let me tell you, I went to New Orleans over the summer. Mm-hmm. And
I think you told me what you've been telling me, but go ahead.
It was like it's dark forces in our religion, pretty much. Yeah. When I was there, like you could feel a type of vibe, but it don't necessarily have to be negative. It's just I heavily felt the presence of my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? But it don't necessarily have to be bad. Now, let me tell you, would I feel comfortable walking there alone? Or just me and one other person? No. Me and 5 other people? No. As long as it's a crowd, I'm okay. But I did feel like, really? Heavy forces. Yes. In New Orleans, yes.
I don't know, maybe because I just get excited every time I go.
Well, I went at nighttime.
Oh. I mean, I've been at nighttime too.
Girl, I just feel like walking past those certain type of buildings, like how they have those balconies like all around or whatever, you can just tell like some bad shit probably happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I did feel like heavy energy, but it don't necessarily have to be negative,
It's just energy that you're unfamiliar with. Yeah, the city, it is very cultured. Is that a word? Cultured. And I feel like people should give it a chance and not stereotype it.
Right, like I love New Orleans.
It's hoodoo in the Carolinas. Okay, I think I said that.
And I love feeling the presence of my ancestors like the way I did. Because I know if anything, that heavy energy is to protect me. It's against, the bad people like the white people. It's against them, but it's for me. So I'm okay with it. I
would not recommend, though, going to see psychics up and down when you're in New Orleans. Because I remember when I went a couple years ago, it had psychics like everywhere. Don't trust everybody like that with your energy. It is scary. And you don't know what they know. You don't know what they don't know.
Because, y'all, Princess and the Frog, one of my favorite movies. And you remember that bad man?
What's his name? I forgot, but he was based on a real character, a real person.
I heard. So it's like, me personally, I'm not gonna
Shadow
trust.
Man.
Yes. I'm not gonna trust, wait, you think, psychics are a scam?
Those certain ones.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't trust just any random psychic, because it's like, shit, even a psychic that live down the street here, you don't know what the fuck they be on. You know, I would have to pray over that before I decide to do it. But I do want to go to a psychic.
Me too.
I want to go.
A psychic or a medium. Do you think that's not the same thing? But I would go to either or both.
You got to be careful, though. Really careful.
It's hard, though. Hard to pick and choose.
I would just have to pray over it and ask my ancestors for protections. Wear like some crystal bracelets or something, like,
That's another thing, crystals. I haven't gotten into, but don't judge people who don't wear those. She says you have to feel their energy too. Yes, you do have to feel the energy of the person that you go into.
Because you can tell when some shit is not right.
Yeah, my mom, I wish she was here to come on here and tell her stories. Maybe we'll still be on here when she get back from the movies.
Hopefully, yeah.
She said one day she was driving. She was in Angie, which is where my dad is from, or my dad lives. She was driving down the street and she stopped to talk to a psychic, and the psychic gave her like 1,010% clarity on everything. And I was just like, wow. And I wish my other sister was here too, because she could tell y'all a story about someone I know who had voodoo put on him.
Call her.
She had the movies.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah. I think Nadia, you may know who I'm talking about. What?
What the baby doing?
Oh my gosh. She's excited. She want to meet the baby.
I do.
But do you have another story to tell?
His little handmaid. Where'd it go?
It's over there.
Yes, I got some more stories. So, oh my god, y'all.
And Jakia, you can get on live too. I'm gonna have a segment on here, y'all, later on after the show, where people gonna get on here live and tell their stories. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to this one right here. So, my dad's mom, right? So my great grandma on my dad's side. Her name is Elsie. Mm-hmm. So my granddad who passed away, Sylvester, the one who I said the butterflies and stuff like that, or You Are Not Alone reminds me of him and stuff like that. I know that's him talking to me or whatever. I guess my granddad used to live with his mom at this time or whatever, or maybe he used to come visit her frequently and he would do her dishes for her, right? So at this time, he had passed away. But guess what? She would still be able to hear the noises of him doing her dishes. Like, hear the water on, and you know how you washing a plate or something, you can hear it clack when you put it. Like, she would hear that periodically. And my dad was asking her, he was like, so that don't scare you? She was like, no, because I just know that's Junebug coming to visit me. Like, he just coming to say hi to his mom. Like, she said that don't scare her.
So, like, did he actually wash the dishes, or was it just the noise of the dishes?
Oh, at that time? Oh, it was just the noise of them.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, not him literally, if I go in the kitchen, I'm going to see him doing it. It's just like I hear the noise of it as if it were him watching them still. And she knew it was him coming to say hi. Because that's something he used to do for her all the time. That's
what happened with, I have a family book, and in the book, somebody had wrote, I don't know, it was somebody I was related to. The same thing happened. The lady, she, her husband had passed away. And then she said whenever she heard noises in the house, she'll be like, just stop it hearing. I guess it was her husband. Because she knew it was him.
So she wasn't scared?
No.
Right. Because when it's a loved one like that, you know they don't want to hurt you. They don't want to scare you. So you're okay with it. It's like, okay, I've come to peace with it. He's just coming by to say hi. Yeah. Me personally, I'm not ready for that.
Me
but,
neither.
You know.
So please, not yet. Not yet.
Hey, but you know what, though? What my dad told me, though, he did say that.
That wouldn't scare you? That wouldn't scare you if they came to see you or something?
No, it would scare me. If I'm by myself.
But I heard people say they shouldn't scare you. So that's why I said that.
Oh, my dad told me that if your ancestors know, like how me and you scared as hell, since they know that we're scared of stuff like that, they will wait until we're in a crowded room. Like, they wouldn't choose right now to play with the lights because they know that's going to scare the fuck out of us. But let's say you having a Thanksgiving dinner and all your family around and they just flick the lights for you or something like that.
My sister got a story about Thanksgiving.
They would do it then because they know, like, okay, she know I'm just coming to say hi to my family while they're together. But he wouldn't do it, like your granddad not going to pop up on you when you downstairs by yourself because he know that's going to scare you. And he don't want to scare you. He just want to say hi to you.
Yeah.
So if it's something like that, I think I'm okay. Like if I got everybody around me. But when I get by myself, don't play.
Don't play. Y'all, they heard them. They heard them. So y'all who wanna come in here? Nadia, you wanna come in here and tell a story? And if you can, turn your phone like sideways or just set it up somewhere and let me know when you're ready. Or Morgan, if you already sitting down somewhere, whoever's on here, y'all wanna get on here, turn your phone sideways. Y'all know the drill. Yeah, I know the drill.
Nothing knows the drill.
They know the drill. They know the drill.
Stories, Morgan?
Yeah, Morgan does. She has some stories.
Come on, girl.
She said, "Come on, girl. Tell us."
Come on.
Let me see. How do I who's on here? Okay, Morgan. Just them two. The ghostiest people I know. Cause me and Morgan and Nadia will sit down. I remember when I went to go to South Carolina to visit Morgan. We was in her house and we didn't do nothing all the whole time. We would just sit up in the daytime and watch ghost stories. What celebrity ghost stories? I think that was celebrity ghost stories.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I'm in my bathroom because it was a lot going on. It was raining, and I couldn't get my ring light out the car. But
are you got a ring light too, girl?
Yes, but it's in my car because I be everywhere. But hey,
girl.
So I've had a couple ghost instances actually happen to me, and I know Michaela just told you we have a thing for binge watching ghost stories. But the first instance I ever had with a ghost was I was probably like 6, maybe. That might be pushing it. We don't know. But my mom had left me and my best friend at home, but like she was just running to like the store up the street, you know, like she was like, y'all gonna be outside anyways, just don't go in the front yard, like, and something happens, just go to her mom's house, which was right around the corner. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. So we're in the backyard playing, and like the way our house was set up is ranch style. So literally there's no upstairs, no downstairs. It's just one flat, you know, house or whatever. And I literally saw somebody open my mom's curtain from her bedroom as if they were checking on us, and I could see the face, but like I didn't recognize the face, you know. But since it was in my mom's room, naturally you're gonna assume it's your mother. So I'm like, oh, she's back soon. So we run in the house because she was supposed to be bringing us back some snacks. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was going to try to go find my snacks, and we're running through the house, and the house is only but so big. And I'm like, bro, her car is not even here. So who the heck was that? So then we go back outside because we got a little creeped out. And so then she comes back, and then we tell her, and I describe the person to her. I'm like, yeah, it was a lady. She had kind of like a slender face. Like, I don't know. It was something about her. Like, I didn't feel afraid when I saw her, but like, I definitely don't know her. And like after I finished describing her, my mom was like, oh, that was actually one of my old neighbors. Like, she knew I was pregnant with you. She actually, you know, kind of was helping me decide names. And I'm like, so what's she doing here? Like, you know, like what? This ain't her house. Like, and when she's saying old neighbor, she means like my grandma's old neighbor. Like, so you didn't even live in this neighborhood. So in my head, I'm like, how did you even get here? Like, we're 20 minutes from my grandma's house. How? And my mom was like, actually, she gave me my bed set that I have in my room. So that's not weird. Like, she could be attached to the bed.
Well, don't give it to me if you're still attached to it and you died.
You feel me? So I'm like, bro, does this not creep you out? Like, do you not hear what you're telling me? And she's just like, no, because she's not like a spiteful person. Like, she was never a mean lady. Like, she was always extra like helpful and stuff. So it wasn't really, you know, like anything to be afraid of. She was like, she's not going to do anything to you. So I was like, okay. So I just called her Ghosty. I mean, I know she has an actual name, but like.
Have you seen her since then?
No, Mom. Actually, after we moved out that house, my mom threw that bed away.
Good.
So I hadn't seen her. And then the other story, this one, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it was the fact that me and my mom both experienced it at the same time that let me know that, okay, I'm not crazy. You know, like, you know, you try to convince yourself, like, no, like maybe I'm tripping, or, you know, you try to find some like plausible reason for stuff to be happening. And sometimes there really isn't a reason. But we were driving. It was Christmas Eve. We were heading to our annual family Christmas Eve party at my grandma's house. And this is crazy. We were listening to the Chris Brown exclusive album, With You came on.
Oh, my
God. You know, and so I'm like, I'm just jamming, singing with my mom. And then it was just like out of nowhere, it was like this whiff of like male cologne. Now, tell me the story. For people who don't know, it's my entire life. Like, yeah, my dad's been active, but I lived only with my mom. Like, me and my mom, that's it, just two women. So we would never smell cologne. My mom didn't bring no boyfriends around. Like, the cologne thing is like, there's no reason for the car all of a sudden to smell like a man is sitting in the front seat with the AC blasting and his cologne is just filling the car up. So I'm like, it smells like a man. And we said it at the same exact time. So I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. And so then she was like, but this smells really familiar. But to me, I'm just like, it just smells like a man. I don't know what man it smells like. And she was like, it smells like my ex-husband. And I was like, huh? Like, girl, what you talking about? And she was like, no, like, Daryl used to wear this cologne and it smelled like this. And I kid y'all not. We were driving by his gravesite, like the cemetery he was buried at. It's by my grandma's house, and we were driving by it. And I was like, so to it. And it literally smelled like that until we parked at my grandma's house. And so then I got out the car because I was like, this is a little too much for me. I'm going to go in the house. And so then my mom sat in the car for a while. And then I was like, maybe she's on the phone or something. And then I like went out, you know, to like check on her or whatever. She was like, I just needed a moment. I'm not going to lie. And I was like, oh, you got it.
So maybe he was just saying hi to her though. Like,
yeah,
and trying to scare her.
No, he definitely wasn't like, and she wasn't afraid. Like, if anything, I was more uncomfortable because like
you didn't know.
I didn't like they got divorced before I was even thought of, you know. So I'm just like, I knew of him after, you know, their whole situation. Like I would go see him and stuff. Like they were still cool, but it was just the shocking fact that both of us realized it. Like. And he wanted us to both know, you know, because it could have been something subtle where she just noticed it. But
right.
Like, you made the whole car smell like that for the next 10 minutes. And then when I went back to check on her, smell's gone. She looked like she was about to be like on borderline tears. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a moment. I'm going to go back inside and fix you a plate. Like,
oh, wow.
You got it. But yeah, those were the two that really like stuck out as far as like, okay, this shit is real. Yeah, like this shit is real. Like I can't keep being like, oh, there's an excuse. Like, no, sometimes the reason is right in front of you and it's what you think it is. Like, so, but yeah, I do believe, of course, like any human being, there's good and bad.
Right.
So you definitely got to be like careful, very, very careful. And I really feel like that's when you need to listen to your instinct the most, because if you don't, then that could turn around and bite you in the ass. But so far, it hasn't bit me in the ass. And it's been a minute since I've seen anything or heard anything, I think. So.
Okay, I have a story I just thought about. Probably another one, but this one happened the most recently. It happened to me though. My sister's girlfriend's son, the little boy Prince.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One day they were at the house. He said, "That's a lot." You know what?
Who is this?
I got it. I got the joke. So,
no, I got it too. But who is that?
He's a viewer. He's a robber. Yeah, the little baby.
Not here, Robert. Girl, you know what?
That's what y'all are. Y'all are robbers.
Okay.
If y'all watch my show, if y'all vote in my polls, you're a robber. You know, like the Navy, like the Beehive, y'all a robber. Okay, anyways. So yeah, he was downstairs, not at my house, at my sister's house or somebody's house. I don't know who house it was at.
How old is he?
4.
So he old enough to understand. Okay.
Yes. And they said he came upstairs crying like hysterically. He was like, there was a man in the wall. There's a man in the wall, and it was like a dark man. And then they was like, were you dreaming? And he was like,
no. Like
he was like crying. Like,
oh God.
Yeah. I was like, ooh.
That's terrifying.
For you to be 4?
Yeah, like that's extremely terrifying. Like as a grown woman, I'd be like, I'm so sorry, we taking what we can, we getting up out of here. Gotta go. Can't do it.
He said no, Morgan's the homie. Oh, okay. So Nadia, I'm about to add you on here. Let me see if accept. Ooh, the chips.
They nasty.
I don't like hot chips.
What?
Let's see, Nadia, come back on here. Oh, there she go. Hey, girl.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
Don't mind my mom.
Girl, you fine.
Girl, you look good.
Hello.
Are you gonna get on here, keep Larry, and tell your story, or are you at work?
Yes, I'm gonna tell my stories.
I want to talk about you. No, I was talking to her. Your name not Keebler.
Oh.
Am I saying it right? Anyways, go ahead.
It's frozen a little. Okay, I can't really see y'all. It's frozen, so hold on.
Oh, you can't see us?
No, it's frozen.
I'm hungry.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I ain't had no milk today. I'm being professional. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Nadia. You can't hear us. We can hear you.
I can hear y'all, but I can't see see
Well,
y'all.
you can
Like,
get off if you want to.
Okay, how do I? Oh no.
Okay.
okay, there it is. I don't know. I guess it was acting up because of that. So, what story should I tell? Because you know it's a lot.
It don't matter. You can tell how many, whichever one.
Okay, how about I start with, let's say we're back at Kitty house. So, okay, so same house that the little boy was talking about the black man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever I used to stay there, I remember one day I had cleaned the bathroom. I was cleaning the bathroom, cleaned the mirror. So the mirror's all clean. So I got in the shower after I cleaned up. And I got out the shower and there was a handprint on the mirror. Nobody else was home. So mind you, the mirror had been just cleaned and it was like a whole handprint. I still have the picture till this day.
What? And this is at the same house?
Yep.
Okay, so is that house haunted? Like, did somebody die there or something? Do y'all know?
We don't know.
I
We didn't look too
don't
far
know.
into it because.
But yeah, that was there. But I got so many stories. It's not even funny.
I think
Like,
we think they follow her, but we won't.
okay, let's see. The most recent thing to happen was here.
They can't be
At the
everywhere.
beginning of my pregnancy, uh, I was laying down, sleep, and I was like pretty much dead sleep. And I don't know if it was like in the midst of me waking up or dreaming, but right beside me was like a figure, and it like reached toward me. I literally like jumped back out of my sleep, like damn near jumped over my boyfriend. Like he was like, what? Like I literally was like jumped over him pretty much because I seen something like reaching towards me right beside me. So it was like right in the beginning of my pregnancy. It was the scariest thing I've ever experienced, honestly.
Oh my God. It's good your boyfriend was there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He didn't know what was going on. Let me see what else happened.
I know one.
I remember the time where I was actually leaving for work. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, leaving for work at my mom's house. And I had a handful of stuff in my hand. And I had coffee in my hand. And I was closing the door, like backing up, about to lock it. And when I tell you, I literally heard footsteps running down the stairs toward the door, toward me. And I dropped my coffee. Like, I literally dropped everything because I didn't know what. Nobody was up. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody was up. Why are y'all so quiet?
We listening. What you mean? We listening.
And we scared.
Hmm?
And we scared.
Yeah.
Hold on, Kiva. I'm gonna add you in after she get done with her story.
But yeah,
If
it
you
was
still be
like
on.
all I heard was footsteps literally like running toward the door. And you can hear it clearly, like when somebody rushing. It was like somebody was rushing the door.
Girl, oh my God. So does this make you scared to stay home alone or?
I'm like literally so used to it now. It's not even funny.
So it don't scare you. So if you were to hear something like that right now, it wouldn't scare you.
It would scare me, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore it because I figure like if you ignore it, it's just ignored.
Hey, hold on. Sorry, y'all. Hey, Devlin. So I'm not sure if you want to. I don't know if you know what this episode is about. I just had to get on here and tell you this. But we're talking about quote unquote ghost stories or spiritual stories that we've had. And I don't know if you want to get on here and tell yours or not. I'll tell you this now. I kind of started to tell yours, but I didn't finish because I stopped. But okay, go ahead, Nadia.
But honestly, it all hasn't been like scary. I remember the one time where it was about Thanksgiving. About Thanksgiving, you remember you were just saying something about Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I had been sitting at the table. We had finished eating. We were just sitting around talking, and I was just
We was
like,
at my great grandma's house. So at Mama T's house. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was just sitting there listening to somebody talk about something, and just out of nowhere, I had got like the urge or the feeling to tell my cousin something. it almost like somebody like whispered it to me. It was like it kind of got put in my head. It was like a message, and I literally tears started coming and everything. And then, not 10 minutes later, maybe 5 minutes later, my little cousin, who's never met my great aunt, comes out from the bathroom and said something about my Aunt Eloise. She said, no, she was talking to somebody in the bathroom. And then she said she was talking to my Aunt Eloise. She's never seen my Aunt Eloise in her life. She wasn't even born. But she said she was talking to Aunt Eloise. And the message I had got was for Aunt Eloise's daughter to tell her daughter that her son will be okay. Like, he'll be okay. Like, because he was going through some legal stuff and stuff. But I had to tell her that. Like, I had to tell my cousin that he's going to be okay. So it was like a message from my great aunt to her daughter.
Mm.
And not 5 minutes later, the little girl was like, I was talking to Aunt Eloise.
So here's the thing though. Why do you feel like she felt so comfortable going directly to you and not her daughter? Like, do you feel like you have a connection to her, or are you connected with their world?
I get we have the same about the same birthday, like one day before hers. I don't know, but
or you could have been vulnerable at the time, and maybe Nessa wasn't ready to.
Yeah, that's I feel like she wasn't ready to hear.
Here,
because
I wasn't not ready to hear, but like ready to receive it from her directly.
Yeah,
right.
Because
that was her mom. Right?
That was her mom.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I literally got that message. I literally had tears. I was emotional, and the little girl came with that message. But yeah.
So, and who was the little girl to her? You said she never met her, right?
No, she was just another little cousin, little family member.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was my, nice side, because most of my things are dark.
Really?
The things that shadow figures and all, it's dark. So yeah, that was a nice. She's looking like, what the hell?
But what else?
I mean, there's a time where me and Christian seen the same thing at the same time. You were there.
I didn't see it though.
Michaela was there when we were in my mom's kitchen, and from the kitchen you could see down the hall. And there was this family friend. He was about our age. We were standing beside each other. We all joking in the kitchen, and out of the side of our eye, we seen a shadow figure go from my mom's room to the other side of the hallway. And we seen it at the same time. We had the same response. Like, he was like, "You seen that too?" I was like, "Yeah." So, my mom's house is. Oh, because you're there. I'm sorry.
Girl, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I don't think it's the house. I think it's the person that used to live in it.
Yeah.
Not me.
So you think it's you? You agree that you think they follow you?
I wouldn't say follow. It's just like it's just a matter of being more open than most people. It's
because listen,
I'm not that open.
Oh, I'm missing my
It's not that I'm like inviting them in. It's just like I'm open, like as far as like believing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can believe and I be open. I believe.
Yeah, because I believe in it. Like, I know this stuff is real, but I'm not open to, like, I would be scared as hell. I'm not ready. You know what I'm saying? I believe in it, but I'm not ready.
I just know that there's spirits. It's everywhere.
Are you done out here? Or you got some more? You done?
I'm done.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask somebody else in the call. You could exit out. Or if you think of another story, you could get back in.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, she's so sweet.
I accept him. Keeble, you could come back in here. Oh wait, I thought I clicked accept. Oh, there we go. Hey.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, how are you?
I'm gonna make it quick because I only got like 3 minutes left on my break.
Okay, that's fine. Can you turn your phone sideways?
Huh? Oh, turn it sideways. I got you.
See, I thought you said the robbers do. Is he a robber?
I mean, he didn't hear the message.
What's
He
the
didn't hear the
Robert?
message.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What's a Robert though? I want
A robber is somebody who supports me.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that part on the page.
We're
But
gonna let it slide.
my story, it's not like that like deep or whatever, but it was about like 8 years ago. This apartment, me and my mom and my younger sister used to stay in. And for some reason at nighttime, like late at night, like around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because I stay up late, so I'm always up. I used to hear stuff like someone's opening and closing the cabinets in the kitchen, right? Like they're trying to find like, you know, trying to find food or something. So my mom used to think that it was us, and she didn't play that. Like, why y'all up late in my kitchen or whatever? So I got tired of her thinking that it was us in the kitchen. So like I was like, Mom, it's not me. I promise it's not me. So I used to like wait by the steps like late at night. And like one time I just like seen, because you can hear, they was very loud. The cabinets, like they would creak a little bit when you try to open it. So like I literally sat there and seen one of the cabinets just like creep open. Like, and I was like, so me, like I think I was more so shocked and not scared, because it's like no one's there, but you can see the cabinet. And literally it would happen like every night. Like, and I told my mom about it. She was like, she believed me because she like saw this. Like, okay, something is really going on. So yeah, it was something in our apartment that would just open, and it was literally only the same cabinet every time. It was one right by the refrigerator, because it's the one that made the most noise, and it would be every night. Sometimes it would be more often than not, but and it wasn't me, it wasn't my sister, and it wasn't my mom. So, and we stayed in that apartment for like I think a year. I mean, my mom wasn't gonna leave because the cabinets was open, but
Right.
But yeah, like that's the only like serious encounter I've had. I've also felt like I've seen like figures before, like spiritual figures or like shadows and stuff like that, because I believe in ghosts and stuff like that. But, and I also believe that not all ghosts are
bad.
Like bad. They're just
Right.
trapped on a certain plane or whatever. I haven't had any like bad experiences where ghosts like jumping out at me, stuff like that. So that might change my perspective on it if that happened. But yeah, I definitely do believe that it's real. But I got to get out of here, y'all, because my break is over.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much. We enjoyed your story.
All right.
The cabinets, though. The
I don't
cabinets.
see, like, I don't know. Listen, because I don't know. Did you know that, like, if you rent a house, they don't have to tell you that somebody died in there? But if you buy one, it's against the law if they don't tell you. But if you rent one, they don't have to tell you.
No, I didn't know that.
They don't have to tell you. They can know it and not tell you. And I've heard that on a lot of occasions. That's happened before. So, yeah. I'm like, I'm like, that's evil. Like, why wouldn't you tell somebody that? I feel like that's vital information.
It is, but people don't care. They about the money.
No, they don't. And some people don't believe. So if they don't believe, they don't think you believe. So yeah. She said, "Yep." Period. Exactly. So do you have any more ghost stories?
I do. So let me see. This one is kind of heavy, so I'm gonna save that one for the end.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know if y'all familiar with like Dublin, Georgia, right?
I heard of it.
It's really, really small. You can you go past it when you go into like Statesboro. Like if you go into Georgia Southern, you probably pass it. I guess depending on which way you go, but whatever. So my great grandma, she grew up there, and all these stories I'm telling y'all is from my dad's side, my dad's mom's side. So my great grandma, she was young, and you know back then, like she was born, cause she's what 88 or she 89, so she had to be born in like what the 30s or something maybe. Like she's older. And back then she actually did have to walk to school, she had to walk to church, all of that stuff, right? So let's say her house is like way down the street. So from down the street, her and whoever she was walking with, they could see like the church, you know, from down the road. And the church is like jumping like early Sunday morning. You can hear the choir singing, you see the lights on, you can hear the drums going, like everything, right? From down the road. But then the closer she gets, guess what? Nothing. When she gets there and she's like, you know, nothing is there.
I've seen a ghost story about that. It was like, it's not a person. It was, I don't know what it is.
But I'm trying to figure out, like, how the hell does it seem like when you bat all the way down there, it seems like it's a group of people in church clapping and jumping and everything. Then when you get there, nothing's going on. Like, how the fuck is that possible?
I've seen that on like TV before, on a ghost show before. But the lady I've seen, she was like in Jamaica, and she just kept saying like it's just paradise, or like it's nice for the house. And I think it was a white person, of course. And then the spirit, so to say, was this black Jamaican lady. And then whenever the little girl went to go show her mom, it was nothing there.
It was nothing there. And it was crazy, y'all. And then this other thing, it was this man. His name was Sonny or whatever. And apparently he was supposed to be so handsome. He had a nice smile, tall, slim. You know what most girls like in a man. I guess that's why they call him Sonny, because he was just so handsome. That's what they say. Like when they talk about him, you know how most people be like, oh yeah, this person that passed away, she was so sweet, she was so kind. When it comes to him, they talk about how handsome he was. Like Sonny, he was so handsome, right? Girl, one day they saw him like picking from the apple tree or something like that, right? And they trying to figure out, like, how do we see Sonny picking from the apple tree if he died X amount of years ago? Yeah, crazy. Like,
I thought you was gonna say like, because I've heard on different occasions of when people pass away that they didn't know it. Like, let's just say Sonny. We'll take Sonny for example. He passed away like 5 minutes ago, and nobody knew it.
Right.
And then they found out later on that he had died. It was like, no, he couldn't die because I just saw him at the apple tree.
That's the story. That's my next story. That's my heavy story.
Okay.
Y'all. Oh my God. Now this one right here.
You okay?
Yeah.
It happened. It didn't happen to you?
No, it didn't happen.
Okay.
I've never experienced. My ancestors know. Like, I love y'all, and we can communicate through prayer and signs and our butterflies like we've been doing. But don't come up on me, because I'm. But. Oh my
God. You okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all, this is a little heavy, okay? And it's sweet. It's a sweet story. Okay. It's sweet.
Okay. What is my cousin Hope? I'm gonna tell her a story if she don't. But go ahead.
Y'all, my grandmother. When I say my grandmother, again, this is my dad's mom, okay? And when I say my great grandmother, this is my dad's mom's mom.
Okay. Michelle, tell Corey to get on here. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Except if I say my grandma Elsie, then that's my dad's mom. With the dishes, that's my dad's mom, Elsie. Okay, so my grandmother, Gwen, she's 67 now. This is my dad's mom. When she was younger, mind you, I told you I'm from Chicago. So my family is from Chicago, right? Oh my God. She was going to visit her grandmother in the hospital. Your grandmother was visiting her grandmother? Yes. Okay. My grandmother was visiting her grandmother. Okay. So I guess she has to be like my great-great-grandma. Right. Because my grandma's mom is my great-grandma. Yeah. And her mom, my great-great-grandma. Okay. She's visiting her in the hospital. I don't know what type of condition she had. I don't know if it was like old age or any health issues. Like, I don't know. Right. I don't remember. She's visiting her, you know, checking on her like, hey, grandma. And my grandma was visiting her like after school or something like that. But since I told you I'm from Chicago, it was about to be a blizzard. And my grandma was riding the bus or something. So she was like, okay, baby, I want you to go ahead. They had their visit or whatever, talk, laugh, whatever. And after some time went by, she was like, okay, baby, I want you to get home before the blizzard comes. Because I don't want you to get stuck in it because, you know, you're on the bus, whatever. My grandma says, okay, I'm going to get home. And she said, call me when you make it home. Okay, that's what her grandmother's calling, you know, telling her. She was like, okay, I'm going to call you when I get home. You know, they say their goodbyes, whatever. Okay. My grandmother gets home. She's on the phone calling, because remember, her grandma said, call me when you make it home. She's calling her grandmother. She said, hey, Eddie Mae, I made it home. Eddie Mae says, okay, baby. Simultaneously, as she's saying, okay, baby, she's hearing hooping and hollering from upstairs, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Just a bunch of people sounding distraught. All the people that were staying with her.
Look.
Oh my God. All the people that was staying with her, y'all. She hears them hollering from upstairs. Because, you know, back then, it was about 15 of them that stayed in the house. So my great-grandma, she had like 10 kids. Then her mama stayed there. Then her sister stayed there. And they kids, like, it was a bunch of them that stayed there, okay? She calls her grandmother. I know I keep putting emphasis on this part. I'm sorry. She calls her and she says, I made it home. And she said, okay. As her grandmother is saying, okay, she hears everybody upstairs like just screaming and hollering and shouting. She go upstairs. She said, y'all, what's going on? What's wrong? Why y'all screaming? What's going on? They said Eddie Mae just passed away. My grandma said, no, I'm on the phone with her right now. She didn't pass away. I'm talking to her right now. They said, no, she just passed away. The doctor just called. My grandma goes back to the phone downstairs. Dial tone. And guess what? A gush of wind. The back door or the door that was in the kitchen, a gush of wind. That was her grandmother leaving her. But guess what? Her grandmother waited until she got home to pass away. She wanted to know that her granddaughter made it safe, didn't get caught in the blizzard before she passed. And I thought that was so sweet.
Wow. Look at my eyes.
She knew she was about to die, but she said, I gotta make sure my grandbaby get home before I die. And as my grandma was telling her I made it home, that's when she died.
Wow.
And she was telling them upstairs, she was like, no, y'all, she didn't die. I'm on the phone with her. My grandma get back to the phone, it's a dial tone and a gush of wind. Just and that was her grandma leaving, letting her know you made it home, I'm gone.
That's crazy. I guess I'll tell my dad's story. So, what Morgan said, she says my granddaddy did something similar. That's wild. That is wild.
It's sweet though, right?
My dad, well, my granddad is the one that passed away, whatever. And I asked my dad, like, just randomly one day I was back in Louisiana. I was like, have you ever seen any Papa? And then he was like, I think I was either talking to my dad or my uncle, one of them. But my uncle said, yeah, one day he had saw him so mind y'all, my dad's side from Louisiana. So the causeway. You know what the causeway is? The bridge that gets you to New Orleans. We got 3 of them. It's the longest bridge in the world, I think, or the United States. One of them. Either way.
I'm sure my dad showed it to me when we was driving there.
You have to, if you're not flying, you have to go on the bridge to get to New Orleans.
Well, yeah. That's
so. He said, this is my uncle said, one day, like, he was just driving on the bridge, and he looked over and he saw his dad, which is my granddad. Mind y'all, he passed away. Imagine seeing somebody on the bridge and like you can't go nowhere. Like it's not nothing you can do. You're driving. And he was saying, like, I guess my granddad was talking to him. And another time my granddad had showed up to my dad before. He said he was in the back of the house. You can come on here and talk about it if you want to. But yeah, my dad said he was doing something, but I don't know what y'all he was doing. He said he was doing something behind the house, and my granddad like came to him and told him to stop doing whatever he was doing. And I wish my cousin was on here to tell y'all this story, but she's not on here.
Why he told him to stop? What was?
I don't know what he was doing, but he must have been doing something he had in the business, clearly.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he was doing something bad.
And
he told him to stop. I don't know what it was. But yeah. My grandmom, she know that my granddad, I guess, still like be there sometimes. My cousin, I didn't know this happened, but I was on the phone with my cousins last night. And I have a badass little cousin, y'all. She real bad. She badder than bad. Like,
how old is she?
13, 14.
She too big to be bad.
We're going, yeah. So anyways, my grandma had yelled at her. Like I said, she yelled at her like she never yelled at her before. And when she yelled, like all the lights in the house flickered.
Damn.
And it was my grandpa because he was mad at them being bad because he don't like badass little kids. And then she said, "Get him, Butch," like, because she knew that was him.
She said she co-signing. She's like, oh.
And it's not the first time that saw him, but like I said, I wish my cousin on him. She probably sleep. But yeah. I ain't never, and I hope I don't. Sorry. But yeah, I just hope, like you said, we communicate through messages like we've been doing. Because I ain't ready. I'm good. He know I'm good, so he don't got no reason to show himself to me.
Right.
So
like I want my granddad to keep coming to me through our Michael Jackson song, "You Are Not Alone." When I'm feeling discouraged or sad, that song comes on. I'm good with that.
You can come on here and tell a story if you want to, Jasmine, if you have one. And Morgan, you can come back on here and get on. My mom got back, so I want her to tell some stories too.
I know I heard some stuff. I make sure that was your mama now. Because I heard some doors close.
Yeah, that was her. I heard the car. I heard the brakes.
All right.
Look, oh, stop. Look, stop. I just got what you just said. Stop.
I'm just joking. Our ancestors love us. They're not gonna hurt us or scare us.
No, they're not. Morgan, get back on here. Or like, how do I invite? Who is that? Is that? Oops.
I know you mad at me for eating shits, but when I tell you I ain't had no meal today.
That's fine. That's fine. You good.
No meal, y'all.
I know I click accept. Okay, there you go.
So it's gonna be quick, y'all, because I gotta eat and it's getting late. But
Bro, I'm hungry. But go ahead.
I see you reminded me to eat because you were snacking, and I was
Girl,
like,
I ain't eat nothing
don't
today.
do that.
Literally, I had some popcorn earlier, and I had some hot Cheetos earlier. That's it.
Oh, I ate one time today. But anyways, that's the point. So mine was actually about my granddad, the same one who was like, he pretty much held on and like saw all of his kids and grandkids before he passed away. Like he passed away while I was on spring break in Cancun. And I had just seen him. So I was like, I was coming to terms with it. Like everything was cool. And then when I got back, that's when like reality hit and we had to get the funeral and stuff ready. So my family's from Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where, he would like to have been buried. Per his wishes, we buried him in Griffin. So we were on our way. It was me, my cousin, my mom, and my aunt. And we were on our way to the funeral home to take his suit. And y'all, this is so strange. So like I was just talking about the trip because like they literally picked me up from the airport and we were driving to Griffin to drop off the suit. Like there was like instant back to reality. So I was telling them about the trip, and then all of a sudden my cousin was like, that man, something about that man in that car is just really, it's weird to me, but like I need you to drive up. So my mom is like, okay. So she's speeding up.
You're not letting me here?
Oh, okay.
Girl. Ooh, Michaela, don't do that.
Stop.
Mom's just gonna go talk to my mom.
Can you call her in here?
Mom!
The fuck?
She said, don't leave me.
Mom!
No, ma'am.
Anyways, go ahead.
So
Let's
my
go.
mom started driving up or whatever. And as they're getting closer, they're like, okay, like to them, because I would not have known, because by the time I was born, my granddad's life was completely different. But he had like the person who was driving it had the same kind of car my granddad used to drive. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's just an old head, old men like to keep their cars as long as they possibly can. So that's not weird. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they drove up and we stopped at the red light and we're literally sitting right next to each other. And we all turn and look. And this man looks at us and he looks like my granddad, probably 30 years younger, like less of a beard, but like facial features the same. Like everything about it was like so creepy. It looked like we were looking at him, but we know we weren't. And I kid you not, my mom and my aunt gasped when the man turned, because he was turning to the left and we were going to keep straight. And I was like, why are y'all gasping? Like, what's the, I get that he looked like granddaddy, like, woo, but they're like, no, that's the street we used to live on. And I'm like, bro, get me out of here.
Girl, what?
Here. I was like, are you serious right now? And she was like, yes, like before we moved to Atlanta, like this is the neighborhood we lived in. Like, I'm like, so y'all don't think that's weird?
Crazy.
I was like, so nobody else thinks that's weird. That man looks like granddaddy, driving his car. We're going to Griffin to drop off his stuff for his funeral. Like, cause this has been his like last little goodbye to us. Like, what's going on? And after that, I was like, okay. And then after that moment, after his funeral, is when I started seeing the cardinals and stuff. And like one looked like, usually cardinals travel in pairs. So I used to start seeing them by themselves, which is weird. So I looked up what that meant, and I was like, this is my granddaddy. Like, he used to follow me around at work when I worked in parking. I used to be outside all the time. And I swear to you, I'd never seen cardinals before. And then after that, I started seeing them. They would be like following me. And I was like, bro, like, why does this bird keep following me? Like, what's going on? And I had to look it up, and I was like, wow, like, I do feel a lot more comfort after I looked it up, because I was like, bro, I feel like I'm going crazy. Like,
yeah.
But then at the same time, my mom would see a cardinal and it would come to her porch every morning, like while she was getting ready to go to work. And I'm like, have you been seeing cardinals? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's so weird. And I told her what it meant. She was like, I think it's my dad. Before I even told her that I thought it was granddaddy, she was like, I think it's my dad. And I was like,
oh, so it was him. What is him?
yeah, I was going to say, he's very much so still around.
Exactly,
So,
for sure.
yeah. But that was my little story. And I just thought about it when you told yours about your granddad. And I was like, Dad, wait a minute. Well, your grandma, I'm sorry. Your great grandma. And I'm like, wait a minute. Not them all acting the same. So dramatic. I
That's
like
what they
it,
do.
but you're so dramatic.
Right.
But
they make sure their presence still felt.
you know, and I appreciate that though.
Me too.
Sometimes I be going crazy and I'd be like, you know what? I saw a cardinal today. I'm good. I'm straight. My granddaddy got my back. If nobody else got my back, he got my back. So it's all that matters. But yeah.
People say he got the same story with his grandma and Cardinals.
See?
Oh, he did say that.
Is it red Cardinals? What color? Or does it matter?
Red.
Mine are red.
They're red.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's two that sits on the porch.
Y'all, my mom was here.
Hey, Mom.
What?
I got pictures of them.
Who you think it is?
Probably Cam.
Just a bird. Got a flutter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Z. Oh.
I remember there was Grandma Rosie.
Wait, hold on. Are you gonna tell a story or are you not? Well, then why you coming and to my show?
Because you called for her.
It's a good story.
You can tell it.
Tell it.
Hold on, let me get off.
Oh, it's been 30 years ago? Yeah, it's been about 30 years ago.
So tell it. I mean, you don't have to. I don't want to force you to tell a story.
She ain't gonna feel forced. If she don't want to, she gonna say she don't want to.
Yeah.
She said that.
Well, the story was about this lady that I never met before, but I actually described her to her relatives.
Not mine.
It was my oldest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Her great would be her great grandmother that came to visit when she was an infant. One day I was looking out the window. Nobody was home but me and the baby. And I was looking out the window. It was like a bay window. And I saw this figure at the mailbox. Well, it was actually what looked to be a person.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like a slave. She was dressed in old raggedy clothes. And she real frail, short.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a cane that she was leaning on. And she was just propped up on the cane. And she was looking up at the window, the room in which we were in. And I looked, we was in the country. I was like, who's that? And I was like, wow. And she didn't look like she was frightened or there to frighten me. She was just keeping an eye out. And I was like, wow. And I kind of just, because I see things, I didn't really think that much into it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because this was like too real, almost like a real person. And I looked back, she was gone. Like smoke just popped. And I described the person to my daughter's grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, that is my grandmother, Grandma Rosie. I was like, I've never seen her. She said, wow. She was like, you described her to a T. And she was like, I don't understand how you can describe her so good because that's exactly how she looked. And she said she probably was just checking on the baby.
Wow.
Checking on her. Yeah. It was the street in which they lived. It was a dead end street.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nothing but family that lived on that street.
What?
So, yeah, it was real spooky at the time, but I'm not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I don't understand why she came to me. But come to find out, she was just looking in on her great-great-granddaughter. Great-great, yeah. Like she was reassuring everything was going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
were you wasn't scared?
I wasn't. Because originally I thought it was like a real person. It looked just that real. But by her clothes, it told me that she was real old, like way before me. And the clothes that she wore looked like I don't want to say Harriet Tubman, but probably before Harriet Tubman type of clothes.
Before Harriet Tubman?
They was real like dry rotted type of look, dusty old long skirt, and she had like a scarf or something that was kind of covering her head, and she was leaning on a cane like she just looked old. She looked really old, and I knew that it wasn't somebody of today's time. Yeah, I just knew it was a spirit. Mm-hmm.
I said, oh my God.
This is so crazy. Oh my goodness.
And it was just so vivid. It was just like, I kind of did this. I was like, oh, what's that? Like, and that wasn't it was the first time, but it wasn't the only time. She would frequently, that mailbox, I would always see she would be looking up at the window in which we stayed.
And see, y'all, this is why I believe, because my mama got no reason to lie. What's y'all
I promise to God.
Right.
Like, see, that's why
I was like,
it's hard for me to, like,
why she coming? And I just
see why
stopped it
people
up.
don't believe.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, she wasn't. I feel like she wasn't resting.
Mm-hmm.
When I see spirits like that, I just feel like they wasn't resting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you supposed to deliver a message to somebody they love, and I did. And their grandmother, she was just like, she felt comfort after I told her the story.
For real?
Yes, she felt comfort.
And that was her mom?
Her grandmother.
Oh, her grandmother. Okay.
Yeah, it was her grandmother. Mm-hmm.
Man.
Your expression, she's like, man.
When I tell you, if I could draw, I could actually sketch a picture of this woman just today, and it's been 30 years ago.
So has she came anymore after that second time?
Yeah, she would frequently, and I stayed there a lot by myself. And there were days I would look out, and some days I would go there just to see if she would show up. She never came when I wanted her to come.
Mm-hmm.
She was always there when I was just listening.
At least expecting it.
Yeah, she never came when I look out the window to see if she was there. She always came when I wasn't expected.
So did y'all ever like make eye contact?
She knew I was there. She knew I was there. When I looked and I kind of tried to focus, I was like, wow. And I went to look again. She was gone just like that.
So when y'all would like look at each other, would it be like this, or would it kind of be like she looking past you?
She would be looking at me.
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my God.
Yeah. She would be looking at me. Like we made eye contact. And the message I got is like she was the reassurance that I'm okay and I'm just here. But I'm okay.
Oh my God. So do you feel like she wasn't like resting if she was able to come back so frequently, or?
She wanted to, I guess, give her loved ones the message that she was okay. She was going to take her rest.
And that Tiara on here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and after that, once I told her granddaughter and she told her mom, it was like everybody was at peace. I didn't care no more.
Oh, so she wanted you to tell them that, and then she's like, okay, she told them so I could go on, I could rest now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because they probably had unanswered questions as to what may have happened to her or whatever. I don't even know the extent of how she died or when she died. I don't know enough. I wasn't even probably born when she died.
Man. And that's what I was going to ask you next. Like, how did she die? But you don't know.
I never.
Probably just, old age.
Yeah,
especially back then.
Yeah, she was very and she looked like a slave person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how I knew it had to be really, really way before my time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Yeah.
No phones in the session.
Sorry.
How's the movie?
Yes.
It was good. It was all right. It was just moving.
Micah.
I loved it.
It was good. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Braves win yet? Braves won.
They won?
Yeah.
They went to the World Series.
I think I saw somebody.
They're in the World Series. They won.
Against the Astros?
Yeah. 2-0.
Game 3, 2-0. Mm.
Okay. That's it.
Well, thank you for sharing. Do you have any more?
I don't think of some more. I know
She
that
do.
one that's thinned out.
I
see Steve. So. The one that's here, I see. He don't come no more.
The one that's here.
I don't want to talk about it. We ain't talking about that.
He don't
Yeah.
come no more.
Girl.
She said she don't got no more.
She said he don't come no more.
Oh.
Girl. Cause who? But who still live here? Wait, that was all. I don't think I don't know if I have any more. Not have any more. I feel like I did, but I don't know.
Your friend definitely. Ain't you at her?
Yeah, I did. I don't think she in here. I think she like jumped in and jumped out. I don't know if she knew what it was about. I kept trying to tag her in here. But I could probably like call her and see if she can get in.
Girl.
I'm gonna call her. But yeah, I think that's all, y'all. And I might get back on here tonight. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see like if anybody else want to get on here and tell yo, this episode is long. I didn't realize how. Yeah, girl, we've been here for like an hour. Don't even feel like it do it. No, it don't. But yeah. So to sum up this episode, and because it was Halloween, like I said, I decided to.
She said I'm out. It's getting spooky in here. Girl, we done now.
You know, to correspond with Halloween, I was like, yeah, let me do this episode. And I am a believer. I'm a believer. You know that song
from Shrek, of
from
course.
Shrek, yeah. And things that are not human per se, that will maybe once human or maybe not at all. If you click the live button at the top, it'll show you the time, I think. Oh yeah, I see this on my phone, 11:45. Thank you. But yeah, things that are not of the human world. And I also don't believe everything that's spiritual didn't have to be human. If you get what I'm saying?
Like it could have been the dog or something.
It could have. I believe in ghost dogs.
Oh shit! Listen,
I do. I don't know. Maybe because when I was little, somebody told me it was a story about a ghost dog that used to live in a corner or some shit like that. And I also believe in like angels. Angels, like not human angels, but angels that never lived.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Like angels that never made it to Earth.
Oh, okay.
And demons sort of say that also never made it here either. Like, because I don't believe all demons are humans. Do you think that? Because like Satan, was he a human? I don't know. I mean, I don't read the Bible, but y'all, was he a human? I'm being for was he a human?
I think he was. Because remember, he used to be an angel.
Right, he's been an angel, but does that mean he was a human? I guess that's a religion talk we'll have to have another day, because I don't know. But I don't believe that they were all human and, you know, died. I think they were just, you know, he was a
fallen angel. But was he a human?
But was he a human? I don't know. Because I don't believe all demons or all angels were humans, if that makes sense, on human form. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Wait, let me say something. Oh, what was
no, I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay, so being that Halloween is coming up, y'all, was y'all ever told when y'all was, I think he disguised himself.
So then that means he was not one if it was disguised.
Right. Okay. So, did y'all ever have like grandparents tell y'all when y'all was younger, like, oh, don't celebrate Halloween?
My mom was
the devil's Halloween.
My grandmother told me that yesterday. I kid you not. I said, Mama Fanny, my cousin having a Halloween party. She said, oh, that devil holiday. I'm like, girl, no, it is not. What are you talking about? And that's funny you mention that, because before you came over here, I was watching this video on YouTube explaining like the Black history behind Halloween, and it's good. We can watch it whenever we get off of here. It was good. It was good.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
So for me personally, when I think about Halloween, because y'all know I don't dibble and dabble in all the extra stuff. I don't do that. Okay. I just feel like it's just a fun time, like to just dress up, eat candy, just excuse to eat candy, watch scary movies, and that's all I leave it at. You know, I don't believe it has to be something evil. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, because even my grandma's sister, she even would tell me, like, just a few years ago, like when I was 18, 17, stuff like that, she would be like, don't be watching those scary movies because they have like bad spirits and stuff like that. Like, I guess she feel like me watching something like Michael Myers,
bring it into the house,
or something like that, or she's saying you inviting those type of spirits in. But I get that to a certain extent. But me personally, I don't feel like, oh, because I'm watching Michael Myers, that means I want to enter a different type of world. I don't feel like that means that to me. But if you're watching something like The Exorcism and, you know, stuff like that, when stuff is taking over your body, stuff like that, I guess I can see how. But then again, it's like, why can't it just be a movie? Even though it happens in real life, why can't it just be a movie? As long as I don't practice it. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy a Ouija board. Now, when you do shit like that, then it's like, you doing something
honestly, like, before my friend, I didn't know that happened with her, but I would, like, very strongly disassociate with anybody who's ever touched one.
Me too, because you still got that stuff on you. I don't want that on me.
She said she don't watch certain movies if it's based on real life.
And why is it because you like, okay, I know this can happen, or do you feel like because you feel like it could really come into your home and shake some shit up? Like, why is it?
Morgan, do you want to get on here?
Right.
Or do you want to type? It's up to you.
Get on, girl. Talk to me.
And okay, I'm gonna send it to y'all after we get off of here. I'll send y'all the link of the thing I was watching. It's good. My mom never told me. She never told me that we couldn't celebrate Halloween. Nobody ever told me that.
Like, but my parents never really said it because they know that for me, I'm just gonna dress up and eat candy.
Right, that's it.
Just have fun and play with my cousins. Like, oh, you know.
Okay, sorry y'all. I talk a lot, but I don't watch certain movies because, like, what is it? I think it's The Exorcist or The Conjuring. One of those two has an excerpt from like the real. The Conjuring. That was the latest Conjuring. Yeah, it has an excerpt from the real thing. So I'm like, I'm not going to be in any situation where that shit's gonna be in my house where I have to sleep and live, you know. And for me personally, I already have an overactive imagination, so I don't really need to add no spice, no flavor, no seasoning to that. But if I watch that movie, it's gonna be in there, and I'm gonna I'm gonna think about it all the time. Like, I have a hard time forgetting stuff, so it's like it's gonna be stuck there, and I don't need to know that this was based on a real life situation, and little Susie was dead in her basement because she wanted to go check out the noise. Like, I can't do it.
But y'all know what movie I found out was based on a true story, and what didn't have nothing to do with ghosts per se. Was Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. I learned that on TikTok, that it was based on a true story. Nadia also told me, she was like, what happened? She said it was based, I think, in Cambodia, where people in the certain neighborhood were having like terrible nightmares. I don't know if they died or not, but that's what the movie is based off of, sort of say.
Well, I guess everything is kind of based on something, you know, when you really get to it. But like, when you start including stuff from like the real life stuff, or like, I'm good on it. Because I think it was one movie, I think the actors of the movie started, like, stuff started happening to them.
The Exorcist?
Yeah, like, because they were using like real dead bodies. Why? Because they were like, well, it was cheaper than getting like the fake corpse. Okay, so you rather play with a real dead body than to go to props and makeup? Like,
yeah, we could really turn this into a part 2, because it was just some other stuff I thought about and I have to do my research on.
She was like, we can come back. But yeah, I just would rather not dibble and dabble with that part. Like, I really don't like scary movies, but I can binge watch Ghost Hunters all day.
I like scary movies, but the scary movies I watch is stuff that I know is not real, like Jason, Michael Myers. I watch stuff like that, but like the Exorcism and all of that, I don't really watch stuff like that.
Yeah, I know movie people. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only
like
child that's seen this.
Oh yeah, Annabelle's a no for me.
Or The Conjuring.
I like dolls. That's not gonna work for me.
I used to be scared of this movie called Darkness Fall, and it was about Tooth Fairy, but the Tooth Fairy was very, very scary looking.
Oh shit, I'm scared.
Now, why would you do that to the Tooth Fairy? Like, I don't like that.
I'm gonna send it to you after I get off of here. The video that I was talking about, I'm gonna send it to you in your DM.
Oh yeah, I want to see that too.
I haven't finished watching it, but it was good so far. I don't think I finished watching it. But I don't, like I said, I could turn this into.
Oh, he's saying.
Oh, you know that movie? That movie scared me.
What the Tooth Fairy? So what was Tooth Fairy doing?
Yeah, I'm over here like I ain't even.
I don't remember, because they tried to get me to watch it like a few weeks back, like around Halloween time, like maybe at the beginning of October or end of September, and I fell asleep on it, thankfully. But I'm like, even I watched the beginning of it, and the movie still kind of scared me.
So she was.
Okay, so the gist of the movie was if you turned off the lights, that the tooth fairy would come and get you, and the tooth fairy was a spirit, and she was real. They had did something to her body, and they burned her body or some shit like that. I don't know, I don't remember, but it was scary. If I show y'all that lady or y'all Google her, y'all gonna be scared.
So they scaring kids into not wanting to lose their teeth.
And y'all,
I don't like that.
And I swear, I used to be so scared to go to the bathroom with the light. I had to turn on every light in the house,
like that.
and I'm probably gonna go to sleep tonight around 2:00 because.
Now I'm not going to sleep because I'm up talking about ghosts.
Not even late.
I know that's thing that's early for me because I ain't finna overactivate my imagination.
No, but for me, I'd rather stay up so I can make sure ain't no shit going on. Because if you sleep, you don't know what the hell could happen.
I'd rather be asleep.
It's Michaela's face.
I'd rather be asleep.
She said, no, I don't want to know what's going on.
I would rather not know. I would rather not know.
Have y'all seen The Skeleton Key?
It was based in New Orleans. I do know that, but I don't remember the movie.
Yeah, what is it about?
I don't know. You remember what it was about?
This girl, she was being like a caretaker for like this old couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember, but okay. So the house was really, really big. It was like a big estate, and the mirrors was cracked. Mm-hmm. And when she would look in the mirror, it's like she could see because like they had enslaved people like working there, whatever. And their spirits would still be wandering. And they did something to one of the spirits. And when you look in the cracked mirror, you can kind of see her or something like that.
Okay, so speaking of spirits, and I asked y'all had made it this far because thank you for making it this far because we're our end. If y'all go back and watch it, I asked y'all about who. Yeah, it is ghost and voodoo type. Like
this sounds like a ghost hunter episode they did in New Orleans.
And then look, the enslaved lady who was there, they had like burned her body or something like that, and she came back toward the end and kind of swapped spirits.
Okay, well, not that part. But I was gonna say that up until that part, that sounds like the ghost hunter episode when they went to this like old plantation in Louisiana, and like apparently, like of course we were done wrong because when are we ever done right? And this lady, these white people have kept the land or whatever, and they got this lady who did voodoo to try to come and try to get rid of the spirit because she was like taking her anger out on people there. And she was like, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not doing that. She's angry with y'all and she's gonna keep going until she's fulfilled. Like, I'm not getting in between no spirit and her revenge. Like, that's not y'all.
The lady who was supposed to get the voodoo to clear out the spirit or whatever, was she white or black?
She was black. And she was like, I'm not doing that. Like, you can go try to find somebody else, but she's angry.
And the ones who want the spirits removed, are they white?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. That's why I asked.
Yeah, and they had an old plantation. So she was a slave. The spirit was a slave that died on the plantation. Mm-hmm. And she was supposedly like the master's like mistress type shit. But the real Mrs., of course, had a problem with that and wanted her dead, and he had to kill her. So he killed her, but she still haunts it. And now you mad because you own the land and she's still here.
And it's based on a real story.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, speaking of, I don't know what, but I know. I asked people if they knew who Marie Laveau was, and Marie Laveau was a voodoo priest back early 1800s, I believe, in New Orleans, and she was very famous. And people to this day, they go and visit her graveyard, and they put like belongings down or whatever else to, I guess, I don't know, worship her. I forgot why they do it. Don't have no.
I was gonna say more like a
giving, an offering. It's like an offering. That's what it is. Like let's say my lip gloss and this hairpiece or whatever, I put it down by her. And people say they still see her, her spirit wandering the graveyard and whatnot. I ain't got no dealings with her. That's who she was. She was very, very famous. And her daughter was too. I don't know her daughter's name, but yeah. So yeah.
If there's a part 2, let me know.
Yes, ma'am. I can make a part 2 anytime I want to because it's my show.
Oh, and that's gonna be in The Boss.
And that's gonna be in The Boss. But yeah, like I said, if you made it this far and you go back and later on and watch this and you have a story, I wouldn't mind getting y'all on here. We could do a part 2 of story time because Halloween ain't till the 31st. And if I want to do it on November 1st, I can do that. But anyways,
Spooky season.
because it's season. But thank y'all for who all joined and made it this far and that came over here and told their stories. And my mom came on here. Thank you, Charles, for coming in person. And yeah, I will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.